Okay, I am officially out of alligator, like 100%. I've only ever sold one pink alligator piece, and all of a sudden I had to make three of them. You know, pink alligators are kind of hard to find in the wild. Yeah, I don't find them at all. There we go. There's three really nice pink alligator wallets. Isn't that nice? When's the last time you saw a pink alligator wallet? This is one of those don't watch this videos, so if you don't like it, just remember that I warned you. I told you not to watch it. um, the world kind of seems to be going crazy. I know food prices are about to go astronomical. Gas prices are already astronomical. By the way, I'm about 95% certain I'm going to sell my land. The property taxes and the notion of keeping it. You know, I'm a simple person. But I'm just basically certain I need to sell it. This is tax time, even though I've been saving every penny possible. I've found out that over 90% of everything that I've saved gonna go to the government, and that government, of course, is gonna take it and gonna waste it. Remember last year when we found out that during the nonsense that's been going on for the past 2 years, they had a COOF relief fund you could sign up for. It's like, oh, the COOF has adversely affected my life. Well, it's adversely affected mine as well as it did yours, but I didn't apply for any government assistance. Turns out over $300 billion of fraud, a lot of it overseas. How is it that you were sending money overseas? It's supposed to be for Americans only. Anyway, like over $300 billion of fraud happened. Oh, good. You know, when you do that, you think, you know, I got to take my hard-earned money. I've never had a real vacation. Never had a real vacation. Real vacation, people's like, what's a real vacation? It's like, well, that's where you take like 2 weeks plus somewhere nice. It doesn't have to be expensive, somewhere nice. And you just like don't have to worry about work or doing anything. You just like, you know, cool your heels. You walk on the beach or, you know, something like that. You read a nice book. You go to bed early. You wake up late. That's like what a real vacation is. It doesn't have to be expensive. This week I'll be done with the very important article that I'm writing for you. I'm also, too, working really, really hard on the retroduction booklet. I, of course, was out basically the entire month of January because I got the COOF. I was sick as a dog. Found out my buddy today, who I've known, he's younger than me, and he doesn't drink or smoke or do drugs. Like only 30% of his heart was working for nearly the past year. His name is Mark. I'm not going to tell you his last name. Anyway, he emailed me yesterday to tell me he had a stroke. I think he's 46 years old. He had a major stroke. He has nothing. Everything he owns it will fit into a backpack. He's thinking about going to a monastery in Thailand or one up in Canada, you know, for the last remaining months he has left to live. If that, I mean, he could die tomorrow for all he knows. So it's things like that that keeps things in perspective. I'm nearly certain I need to sell my land. Anyway, consider taxation as theft. I wouldn't mind it if I know it was used responsibly. But I mean, I know it was coming. But you know, depending on what tax bracket we're in, we work like, you know, a third of the year for the friggin' government, and they go and, you know, just whiz it away. I do have 4 jobs. I've spent absolutely all day long, and I started late last night at about 10:30 p.m. and I worked to 4 a.m. working on these, and I spent another 6 hours plus today making these alligator wallets that I need to ship out tomorrow. There you go, pink alligator wallet. This one's not pink though. There you go, pink, non-pink alligator wallet. I just wanted to say that I'm glad to be helpful. I don't have affiliate links, and I'm extremely appreciative to anybody to make any kind of donation at all. And you know, if you think my videos are helpful and useful and informative, and you like the books and articles that I've written, and some of my books are free on archive.org. The rest of them I've embedded in links that are free downloads. Everything I write, including translations that have taken me an enormous amount of time to do, are completely free to you folks. Any donation is warmly welcome. I hate to say this, but I don't feel bad about it. People will leave comments in an attempt to make me feel bad, but I mean, if like someone's playing a violin along the street and you walk by and they have a hat, where you drop a coin in or whatever, that's not offensive. You can just keep on walking. That's fine. You could drop a nickel in. That's fine. Just as long as you don't flick bodily fluids or something. Because life is short. You just. I don't talk about sensitive subjects. I don't have it out for anybody. I'm not trying to, get ahead or step on top of people's head in order to. The notion of worldly progress is completely ridiculous, of course. You're not going to take it with you. But by that very same token, I'm 49 years old. I don't like working 7 days a week. I do love creativity and discovery. I love making stuff, even though I've made God knows how many wallets now. All the money that I made off of these, it's going to the government. So they're going to take most of what I own. I haven't been frivolous with it, but I get my clothes at Ross or usually Ross, or I'll get them used on eBay. Actually, a lot of the clothing that I bought is like in really good used condition. I'll get it on eBay. Believe it or not, I got proof of that if you need it. But I lead a simple life. But like you, all this nonsense the past 2 years has hit me hard, where I have to work twice as hard to make half as much. And I'm not trying to get ahead, but I'm also never going to be able to retire. I'm just going to have to drop dead someday. Somewhere in my 50s, just going to have to drop dead. I'm not worried about retirement. That'll be my retirement. If you think I'm joking about that, I'm not. Hopefully something gets me. It's like, just completely lights out. Psh, it's over with. Something gets me. My buddy's not going to have to worry about retirement either. Like he said, he doesn't drink or smoke or do drugs, but, he's only got a few months left to live, and he's younger than me. But I do really appreciate anybody that's ever made a donation, and I really, really greatly appreciate it. I don't buy fancy steaks. I actually shop at Kroger's and Walmart, believe it or not, even though I don't like Walmart. I just get simple stuff. My idea of a great meal after, having eaten about 12 noon is like to peel an orange and an apple and dip a banana in some sunflower butter. Or cashew butter. Sunflower butter tastes better with bananas. You dip your apple slices in cashew butter. To me, that's as good as it gets for the evening. I'm obviously not starving to death, and I do have a roof over my head. But I hold no delusions, and I really never have, actually. There's not a point in time in my life where I'm going to get ahead, I'm going to crush it and make a bunch of money. Money is never about money, unless of course, you're a greedy materialist. It's about having time to, and of course, there's being super lazy is bad. If you have, all the ability to do whatever the heck you want. Evil takes over an idle mind, not idle hands, but an idle mind. But that's if you don't have wisdom, which of course most people don't have a lot of wisdom. So I do like working, and I love designing leather things. I've designed quite a few. They've even got pieces of scrap. I also have to make a man bag. I have the pieces over here. There's some black alligator. These are already spoken for, so when I say I'm out of alligator, I can't include these because these are already destined to go on a camera bag. Actually, I call it a man bag. Here we go. Some nice shiny black alligator. Right there. I don't know why I'm showing you this. Anyway, this video is called Don't Watch This Anyway. There you go, some shiny black alligator pieces. Anyway, it's going to go on the front flap of a man bag. But even though I've pared my life down really, I haven't been to a movie theater in like a decade or more. Like basically nobody goes, right? But I feel like other than getting rid of my land, I've pared down my life as much as possible. I sold off because the last 2 years have been hard financially. I sold off every piece of superfluous thing that I have. I don't consider land to be superfluous, but I've sold it all off. Things that I don't need that don't help me pay the bills, because I don't need them. I don't. I need these leather sewing machines, however, because, they're my second job. I do have a few jobs, but obviously I should have learned the stock market earlier on in life. Also, too, I lost about 10 years of my life. You can't say you lost it, but they were really hard 10 years. That was the 10 years I was taking care of my wife slowly dying of a gigantic freaking brain tumor. It was horrible. Her ashes are in my back bedroom back there, which was her bedroom, technically. Nice Swedish-American girl named Denise. But I married her to take care of her. Not that she had any money, which she didn't. When she died, it left me with a bunch of debt, not any money. But it was, it was just like 10 years there of my life that are just completely gone. I mean, I can remember all the misery and the suffering of taking care of her. But I can't remember really any of the detail. There was no highlights in those 10 years, I took care of her, I cared about her, but it was way worse for her than for me, which makes that completely unimaginable. That's just horrific. I don't know why I mentioned that, though. But I like talking to you all, especially live stream. I'll make people laugh. Not that I consider myself a comedian. I basically don't trust anybody that doesn't have a sense of humor. But I've made a lot of discoveries, and someone asked me a couple days ago, like, what have you ever talked about that turned out to be true? I predicted exactly what a black hole would look like. I said it looked like a ferrocell image, and I said that 2 or 3 years before the image came out. It's exactly what it looks like. I predicted that bismuth would be used in super, ultra fast computer processors, and that came true. I predicted long before it ever happened that ultra high power light, and it was used actually in a double conjugate constructive interference on laser light would make matter. That came true. So, and if I drop dead tomorrow of a heart attack or stroke or who knows what the hell, you never know what's going to happen to you because the future is unknown, generally unknown. I'd be proud of the fact that the first person on Earth to completely figure out what magnetism actually is. I love it when people say, you're not the first person to figure it out. I was like, yeah, why don't you point me to a source where someone else explains what magnetism is? They can never do it because no one ever has. But a lot of good that's gotten me. I do love the joy of discovery. I love it a lot. It's like, it's just brilliant. And I don't, stand on top of it like a rooster and, crow because I was the first one to figure it out. The discovery itself, just like wisdom, is its own reward. But anyway, this is one of those don't watch these videos. And if you like these videos, you think I help post wise, intelligent, useful information, that makes you happy or you enjoy it in some fashion, I always appreciate a donation. Am I begging for one currently? I mean, I'm dead broke, but technically, no, I'm not. But I really appreciate it. I really do live that simply. And actually, there's only 2 things. They don't upset me. People will accuse me of saying something I never said. It's like, I don't care if you hate me, but don't say I said something I never said. Or someone else accused me of like, oh, you're some big YouTuber. You're living the lavish lifestyle. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I mean, I'm not homeless, but for God's sakes, at some point in life, I'd love to have at least one day off a week. Even if it's not every week, like every other week, one day off. It just doesn't work out that way. I wished it did. I'm not gunning for a vacation either. I don't think I'm ever going to get a real vacation. And it doesn't have to be fancy. But I would never even use it. I'm just trying to stay afloat, literally. Everything's hit at once. You know, all the taxes, and even though I've been saving every penny for the taxes, it still is just too damn much. It took all my money, and now I'm gonna pay. It's just, I don't know how people do it. You know, they have a wife and a kid and a mortgage, and like, how do you do it? And they only work like 5 days a week. Maybe that's the old plan, you know, like I'm imagining a family from the 1980s, back when, you know, job was secured and, you know, you work really hard and you go home and you stop thinking about your job. I am always at my job. Always. Always at my job. You know, ironically, there's a lot more people that want to buy alligator products, but I'd have to go back to Florida, which I can't afford, and then I'd have to buy the alligator hides, which I also can't afford. Yeah, the irony in there is kind of neat. It's like, what about the money you made off these? Well, it goes to the government. Anyway, I hope you like these videos. The donation link is below in the description. You can tell me how much you hate me or hate the videos too. That always works, because I do read every comment. I like to differentiate myself out from other people, because other people just post a video and they never read the comment. And I know this, and I think to myself, like, why do people post comments on these people's videos? Because these guys that made the videos, they're not reading any of these comments. If they do, they'll like fast scan them. I read them all. That actually takes a lot of time. But I also too get ideas from some of the good or bad or odd things that people say in the comments. That's also too another reason why I read every comment, including the hateful comments. I hate you, blah blah blah. You know, they just want to get their frustration out in life, their life, get their frustration out in their life, and they just dump on me about it. I hate you, you're fat, bald, and ugly, and I hate you. Okay. That's all good. Thanks for watching. Don't watch this video. Goodbye.